Hey guys, Michael Clark here with BAM Weather and the entire team. We just thought it'd be a great opportunity to kind of share with you where our company has come from, how we've evolved, the growth we've experienced here over the last 10 years as we celebrate our 10-year anniversary coming up. So here's a little bit about BAM Weather and what we do. How did BAM Weather start?
BAM started because Brian was storm chasing by himself, and I did not think that that was safe. So I said, hey, I went to high school with this guy who's really into the weather. Let's reach out to him and see if he wants to go storm chasing with you.
I wasn't too sure about him for sure.
We were unsure about each other.
We just didn't know,
Yeah.
and then we met up, and literally within I don't know, a couple hours, we were like, yeah, let's go do this.
Yeah.
So we had a storm that was potential out in Illinois. It's like, you know what? Let's go tomorrow. Just take off work. Just all of us go.
Yep.
So that's what we did. We called off work like 11:30 at night, so we were all sick.
My boss got used to that at Lowe's. Calling it. What year was that?
It was been 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah. We chased our first tornado, May, I think, of 2011.
Yeah.
Still didn't have a name though at that
No,
time.
still didn't have a name. So went on for a little bit. Started talking to some of the local media and everything, and we kind of got a little thing with Wish TV for a while, and then they kept asking us, well, what do you want us to call you guys? I don't know. So Michael and I were in the car one day, and we were driving down to Greensburg on a moderate risk day. The next day was a high risk day, so we were trying to plan it out, and we were driving down the road, and what are we going to call ourselves? Twister, tornado, storm, da-da-da-da. It's like, what are we going to call ourselves? And just out of the blue, I just thought, oh, Brian, Amanda, Michael, BAM. That sounds catchy. We'll just do that. Just use our
I think they
initials.
literally asked us on the air
What does this mean?
while we were on TV storm chasing. They were like, by the way, what do we call you guys? And I don't know.
Let us think about it.
Yeah, we'll have to get back to you on that one. Definitely on a whim.
We've had a lot of people make guesses of what they think BAM stands for, and it's usually really funny.
I'm sure you can draw your own conclusions.
So we did that, and then the next day we did our storm chase. Was live on TV a couple of times. Was called BAM Chase Team.
Which a lot of people still call us to
that.
this day.
Name
BAM
won't
Chase.
die.
Hey, it's the BAM Chase. No, it's
So and then shortly later, months went on through the winter and things like that. Snowstorms, this, that, and the other. Still didn't have any contracts or anything. Still wasn't a business until 2012. I was at work one day, started really thinking about it. I said, if we're going to do this, we need to really become a legitimate business. So signed us up for all the paperwork and all that stuff through the state and the federal government, all that fun stuff. So fast forward January to March, we had a broker service that we were storm chasing for, and we had a high risk day for southern Indiana, and that's when everything kind of changed and chased EF4 tornado in Henderville.
Yeah, so we're on the phone with CNN,
Fox News,
HLN, on national television, walking people through a tornado, ripping a town apart, literally, as we were on the phone. A traumatic day, but obviously a day that turned a lot of people onto us, and then it kind of grew from there, notoriety, and then we launched the Facebook page.
Yeah, we started the Facebook page, and then that's when Michael started really kind of just posting, hey, we're looking at this storm chance for next week, and then that hit, and then people were like, oh wow, how'd you know that? And it was just using his brain, and they're like, well, the models didn't say that. Well, it doesn't. We don't care what the model says. It is what it is. This is what he saw.
Yeah.
So we kept posting. We started doing live hits of different things. And this was before Facebook Live was available, YouTube Live was available. We were running, antiquated software, antiquated, everything. I mean, just things that didn't exist really. We combined multiple technologies of things that were coming down the pipeline that a lot of people didn't have their hands on yet. We had the first ever 360 video of a tornado in Henryville. We had our first high definition live streaming camera setup that nobody else had on a vehicle.
We used to video ourselves doing like Q&As, live blogs, and sit there and drink a Bud Light and talk about weather.
Insert video here.
Yeah. I mean, it's just funny. It's funny to think about some of the silly stuff that we used to do, but really defined that built a following. Eventually, we turned that following into a business. But a lot of the framework of it, of sitting on YouTube at night talking about the weather for free, for nothing. There's nothing. We weren't getting anything out of it. But a lot of that turned into customers.
Yeah,
that was our business.
So then, when things really started getting going, was going into winter of 2012. We got our first client, and we started out with just doing advertising stuff. So we had a guy reach out. He ran a snow removal company.
Kevin Manchin.
Still, the company is still a client to this day.
Yep.
And he reached out to Michael at first, said, "Hey, like what you're posting on Facebook and everything. How much would you charge?" And I think you told him $1,000 for the.
Yeah, I mean, we thought about it for days because we didn't know what to charge him.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know what.
So then I remember talking to Kevin for about an hour on my lunch break, and we got him to at least advertise because he also had his Snowcaster.
Yep.
Product. So we got him on for advertising. You got him on for the forecast support. And then that's when you were up 3-4 o'clock in the morning talking Kevin off of the cliff that, hey, if the snow's coming, don't worry, it's coming.
Yeah.
And then it would hit, and then he would be like, oh my gosh, thank you. So
yeah. I remember even the first couple of clients we had, 2, 3, or 4 of them, I just was sending emails through Gmail.
Yep.
Because we hadn't really set up a website it was all just off the whim.
Started blogging, and then we started the website. We started doing blog posts and things like that. And then we were, as traction kept gaining on Facebook, we were like, if we're going to do this, we really need to have a revenue source. What are we going to charge? Should we charge for this?
Mm-hmm.
And we have this inside joke. Somebody told us that we were stupid for even attempting this because there's no money in this business.
Yeah.
And we were like, I understand what you're saying, that you say that there's free apps and free this and free that, but in the end, what kind of quality are you getting?
Yeah.
So we were like, you know what? Let's cater to everybody. Let's cater to the mom taking her kids to school, wanting to know what to dress and this, that, and the other. So we were like, $20. Let's do $5 a month for the for the year, $20 for the higher level and everything. And that started really taking off. We overloaded our first website. We were hosted at GoDaddy, and we got banned from GoDaddy because we overloaded the server and had to quickly move to a.
I think at one point in time, we had 2,000 or 3,000 of these people a month.
Yeah,
paying $5.
Yeah, and we still have some of them to this day still on our app. So, but I mean, that just snowballed. And then, eventually, looking at more business sense and things like that. So, we've evolved with what we've done, but that was the general gist of the beginning.
The startup. Why do people gravitate to BAM? That's a great question. I would say a lot of it is we made a lot of bold calls in the Like, there's going to be a snowstorm. There's going to be a severe weather outbreak. There's going to be, and the thing is in the beginning, the first major snowstorm we called for in January of 2013 really catapulted us into a whole different level because we made the news. We made news articles. We made news stories about people shouldn't trust online weather forecasters because they're inexperienced and they're irresponsible.
They're amateurs.
Amateurs.
We're the professionals. Listen to us.
Stick to the pros is what everyone was saying. And we nailed it. 10, 11 days out, we absolutely nailed it. We got a foot of snow. It got down to minus 30 degrees. It was a blizzard. And people were just blown away that had happened. I was even involved in a screaming, yelling match with a local TV station and their producer and one of their meteorologists on the phone, basically telling me how irresponsible I was for forecasting a snowstorm 10 days out. And another local station had even wrote an article like, don't trust this online weather source. And our Facebook page went from like 800 followers.
I think it went into the Indy Star, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
I think they actually said our name, which caused us to gain even more followers.
Yes.
And that was before all the Facebook algorithms that really stifled everything. And we really took off because they took us through the mud.
Yeah, it went from 800 followers to like 19,000 in a couple of weeks. People were just like gravitating towards. So some of our success, some of why people I think are so focused on what we say is because we really proved that we had the ability to tell people what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And
it was outside the box thinking.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it was.
And no fluff.
Yep.
Just straight to it.
Yeah, and we're honest with our following, with our user, with people that interact. We don't tolerate people putting other people down. We turn it into kind of fun. Like, hey, this isn't the place for you. People gravitate towards that. I mean, last year during our snow events, we were getting millions of hits and views and shares because people, they know that when we come on and we talk about it, we normally do pretty well. And it's unique. I mean, you can come on and you can get information from us. You don't have to hear about, fires and murders and despair and the economy and 25 minutes of depression. You come on, you get the weather right away, and it's fun. And people like that.
I think people also gravitate towards us because they feel the sense of family that we have in our organization, and people really like being a part of that. So they know if they ask something in a Facebook Live, they're probably going to get a response. Or if they email and ask a question, customer service, they need help with their account or something, they know they're going to get a response, and they know they're going to be taken care of.
From another sense, though, to answer that question too, from our client base, beyond the free stuff that we put on Facebook and stuff, I mean, the big thing is we are, with our client base, we have our meteorologist right here. They're the beck and call right here with the phone.
Yeah.
From the app to be able to tell them, this is your answer to your question and everything, and they're available.
Yeah.
And everything. So that's the big thing I feel that sets us apart.
So some things we've had to overcome over the years. First and foremost was really just deciding when we were going to make this thing a real thing, a business, and kind of making that leap. We did that in 2013. We took the leap, made it a business, and that was right around the time I actually met my wife, who's sitting here. And she had met me, and I was just a guy that I had literally no money, nothing to my name. We didn't really have anything. It was tough in the beginning to really make a footprint and make enough money to actually survive on that. But with the support of all of us together, I think made the difference there. I mean, we started we don't have loans or investors or credit card debt or...
The only loan that we took was $10,000 out on my retirement
your
account.
401k. Yeah.
To buy the Chase vehicle.
Yeah. That's the truth. I remember 6 or 7 months in, it finally started to take off, and I couldn't handle the workload by myself. So I said, "Hey, I really need you to quit your job so you can help. So you can help us. I can't manage everything alone, the invoicing and the customer inflow, and but it was really hard to. There wasn't like a book.
No, you literally. I remember the first day I was sitting at my house, and I was like, what do I do? But there was just so many things that needed to be done and so many things we wanted to do. It's kind of like, where do you even start? That you just have to really know what your goal is and come up with a plan. And
you had to have thought I was some kind of loser. Like, hey, I'm dating this guy. He started a weather business. You know, he's really going to get after it.
No, I just saw potential and went from there.
The you know, you like coming to our loft.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Our first office was
our custom countertop.
We went to Menards and bought some.
No, we went to Lowe's and bought.
Lowe's.
We got really nice plywood that was damaged.
Yes. Yes.
So you could get a
Damaged.
discount.
So we get it
Discount. Yeah.
and everything. So
Then we stained it.
We stained it.
Yeah.
Cut it. You know, made it all nice and clear coated it. And everything. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So
We thought. I mean, at the time, it was real nice.
refurb computers that we had just kind of laying around that, you know, in my stash, and we were like, okay, I think we can make this work.
Yeah.
And everything. So, you know, we had these makeshift like studio lights and everything. It was,
because the YouTube streams had to go on.
yeah. So we put them up there and everything and
The giant
stuff.
clocks.
The giant
Yeah, the
clocks.
giant clocks.
The red ones.
The red clocks I had from my job at the time.
I can remember multiple nights, and this may not even be relevant to this entire video, but I can remember multiple nights of being in that room and hearing that switchboard, that whatever that was that you had that had the fan in it that just ran, and it had
Still has it.
and it's burned into my head, and these
We
red
never have it.
glaring clocks in my face, and I'm sitting here, okay, it's gonna start snowing, okay, it's 3 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock, like, you know, and just sitting in that loft, waiting for things to happen.
It's actually still the switch that runs our network here in
Wow,
our
yeah,
office.
I know, I hear that thing, it haunts me. There hasn't been a year where we haven't grown.
No.
Exponentially. I mean, we have grown upwards every year since we started. It took 5 or 6 years for there to be notable growth.
But there has been some bad times too.
Oh
Yeah.
man, we've had times where we've sat at a table from Walmart, $99, and I didn't really put it together very well. So it's kind of, because I'm not really good at that stuff. But we sat there and decided, hey, we have, I don't know what we had, $1,200 in the bank account or something. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't much.
No.
And you hadn't come full time yet.
No.
You were still working at Amanda and I were
Yes.
full time. We were like,
Are we crazy to keep doing
should
this?
we stop? Because we're, you know, I'm renting a home. I have a, you know, fiance. I have a daughter. You know, all this stuff, and it's like, are we? And then we were discussing if we got the deal with Franciscan, that it would catapult, it would save us for several months.
Yeah.
And we got it.
And then we were able to, you know, get you help
Mm-hmm. Yep.
because
Some
that was
part-time help.
first was to get you help.
Yeah.
And then, you know, above and beyond me coming full time.
Yeah.
So, you know, that went on for a couple of years and everything. So
We've had several instances over the years where we've had to have hard conversations and even look at people working here and saying, hey, if you want to keep working here, we're gonna have to get going here. Like, our expenses are catching up, and you know,
That's even been in recent years.
it's not easy to scale and grow every month, every year. So your income grows, but so does your expense. You know, so you have to be strategic with that.
It's definitely a balance, and it can be, especially since the four of us do a lot together anyways, to have those tough business conversations, and then, hey, you guys want to go out to dinner?
Yeah.
So, and hey, do you mind to watch the kids for a little bit so I can run here? So
Yeah.
it's definitely not an easy dynamic, and sometimes I think we all sit down, we're like, how are we making this work
Yeah.
without like punching each other?
Yeah.
But we just do.
We work really well together, and I think we see each other as family, but also have that boundary of business too.
During the really difficult times for me, it's personally, and you guys all should have your own answers here, I would think, but for me, it's my family, supporting. My wife stays at home with our kids. I couldn't do what I do without her here, which is why she's here. But just remembering why I do what I do. Why we have multiple people here that have families. They all have to feed their family. So it's not just about me getting a check and,
At the beginning.
At the beginning it was.
It was you were just doing what you loved.
Yeah.
With forecasting the weather and
Yeah.
us being able to chase storms, and then when that became not a feasible thing, we were just forecasting weather and everything. And it was like, okay, this is cool. People need this.
Yeah.
And everything. So, but then it turned into we have people relying on us, and
Yeah. Now it's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job to that. So, what about you guys?
I think what keeps me going is seeing how fulfilling it is for the people around me to be very successful. That is something that really fills my cup. I know like money's a motivator for some people and success is a motivator for other people. I like seeing other people be very successful. So when things get crazy and I'm like, this is really tough. I don't know if this is going to be a good fit like long term for me. Maybe this isn't right for our life. I'm like, no. They need the organization. People need me to be doing the things that I'm doing to help things run smoothly. We kind of have to regroup back. I have to regroup back to why I started in the first place. Just exactly
I think that's a good answer, because it is. When I come in every day and I look around, everybody here is relying on what we put together and then what we continue to put together. If we don't evolve, we're just gonna die.
Yeah.
The business will just die, and people will not have a job, won't be able to support their family, have to go someplace else, and everything. So the biggest thing with all that is just being able to support everybody and stuff. So above and beyond what we have with our families and everything, just being able to see everybody succeed. Nobody has a limit here. If somebody wants to work hard and provide more, they can do more. So,
I also like to make sure that I show our children what it's like to be in a rut and keep going. That's very important to me, to teach them, yes, things do get hard, and yeah, you do want to quit sometimes, but you go through and you usually come out stronger. So hopefully they see the days that things are crazy, the house is a mess, I'm running out the house in heels and there's makeup all over their counter, and they're like, all right, mom's getting it today. And inside I'm like, man, this is tough. So hopefully they see me as a good role model and keep going no matter what the situation is.
Yeah, I see BAM continuing to evolve. One thing we pride ourselves on is our culture, our values, how we treat people, and it's always going to be at the core of our growth, making sure everyone loves being here, but evolving more on the technological side of things, data and APIs and just things that are going to start driving this world. Everybody's got this cell phone in your hand, need it now mentality, but at the same time, I feel like in the future as we grow, it's crucial that we keep that human element tied to what we do, who we are. But we're growing at a rapid rate right now. I don't see that. We're definitely not planning on slowing down.
Putting the pedal to the metal has been since day one.
Yeah.
We're not stopping. I see us going, like he said, more into the software data field, but everything that we come up with idea-wise with any future product, we always have to stop ourselves and going to a fully automated piece. How can we wrap the minds of our meteorologists into that data some way or another to then make it the best? Because everybody can get automated data from other sources, maybe even cheaper.
Yeah.
But in the end, they're not getting any human element tied into it. So from the beginning, we've always said we put the human element back into the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, think you can handle another 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah. Some days I question it, but back to just got to keep going.
Yeah.
I think my vision for our future is we are able to be completely independent. We have our own building. We're able to be 100% sustainable. And then, of course, we all are very big on giving back to the community. So, of course, we want to continue to sponsor the Little Leagues, do great things for our friends who have missionaries in Haiti and things. So,
The cure starts now.
yeah, as we grow, I really look forward to being able to make a name for ourselves, not even in the weather industry, which we've already are doing, but also in the philanthropy portion of things. That's super important to all of us too. So I'm very excited to see how we'll be able to give back exponentially to the community too.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch our 10-year anniversary video. It's been an amazing journey growing this business, and of course we can't go without saying thank you to our friends, our family, for all of our support that they've given us, and we can't wait to see where we go in the next 10 years.